Hey everyone, before we get into the game, I just wanted to go ahead and ask if there was any kind of content preference. What I've been doing for these kind of sessions is basically been doing like an hour's worth of games at a time, so however long that takes. Or I mean, it's always going to take an hour, but however many games that is. And I've been recording them all in one sitting. Some of the games are not super interesting, some of the games are. Normally, what I do when I cut the videos is I try to take the most interesting game out of the bunch and then make a separate video on that. But if y'all just want more games, I'm always happy to just post the full 1 hour session. Let me know what your preference is. I currently like, in terms of like recording the videos ahead of time and then rewatching them versus recording them live and talking about them. I currently like recording them live and talking about them a little bit more, just so you can kind of hear my thoughts in the moment. Some of which may be wrong, obviously. But yeah, let me know what kind of content preference you guys have. And before we get into the games, I wanted to briefly go over today's changes for the list. So we're trying out to Be Like Water in the blue board, shaving down like Harmony Hunt shifting from our Fluster list. And then instead of Fluster, we're running Mauling Key with the idea being this still flexes with Weakest Link. But into like Victor and New, you can still run Mauling Key as like a 3 block. And yeah, that's kind of the idea. So we'll go ahead and get into the game. Let's see if we can find a good matchup. Let's try this New. It's been a while since we played a New on camera. I think we lost the last one, actually. I could be wrong. New is still a very hard matchup. It's very skill intensive, and sometimes if they draw, then there's not much you can do about it. One thing with news lately that I've been seeing is that a lot of them will just like arsenal a Siren's Call and wait for you to like do something. So that's kind of a little scary. Here we have the option to like do 5 into Weakest Link, and then we could potentially like just snipe them. It's kind of funny. What is the alternative here? We give them filtering. The alternative was we like E strike, either Arsenal Weakest or Stir. I kind of like just what's the likelihood that they have just like a no block in hand? It's pretty high on turn one. Blocking with equipment. What the? Okay. If they're blocking with equipment, that almost assuredly means they have a no block. Assuming this is like a good player, or they just want to keep their whole hand, maybe, or something. I don't know. Oh, they had the pummel? What the hell? All right, hopefully the last card is like a no block. Okay. Uh, oh, fucking got him. That's sick. All right, we have the pummel new. So that's terrifying, first and foremost. I guess we have to play around them having two mana up the entire game. But we have a pretty good turn next turn. We have Descendant Bonds, Sacred Heart, if, assuming we get to keep some of this. I kind of like that play turn one. I don't know. Like, we deal 11 damage turn one. Like, they don't get a lot of filtering if they have something. I don't know. Maybe it was, like, a little bit risky, but, like, in terms of, like, meme value, very high. Persuasive Prognosis, it's fine. Be okay with them taking, like, a blue here? We might be. Could also block 3. Fucking 3 is also reasonable. Depends what their last card is in the hand. Our hand's like pretty resilient though. The worst thing they hit is like Sacred Art. But even then, that's still like fine. And we have Salt Blue in the deck, so we could also just like hit nothing. I'm fine to let them do this here. We could lose out our Transcend, but we can always Transcend later. It's not a huge deal. Alright, they take the E-Strike, which is probably the best hit out of the bunch. And then what's their follow-up is another question. Nothing. Cool. That is ideal for us. So now we'll do this. We won't give them the information about what is our Transcend card. Get our resource, and then we're probably going to want to do Kakara into Chase Aspect here. They don't have a okay. They do have a good codex target next turn, but they don't have the leave no witnesses. So maybe it's fine to not Arsenal Tiger. Oh, important note. This is actually a misplay. You should probably try to separate out your. Well, I guess there's no real opportunity to. I guess what I'm trying to say here is like. Yeah, this is a misplay. So I'm losing out here on 1 damage on another tiger, which is important because the Shuko and the Kakara buffs are lining up poorly. They are able to cover it with a 3 block instead of one of my other tigers doing like an extra damage. So that's all something to be a little bit careful for. So we're missing out on like 1 damage here, which in the course of the game does matter a lot. What did they block with this turn? What could have been a fight? Cut down the size. Is that good? It's like alright. I guess we just block 3 though. Block 3 and then what? I don't know. Interesting. Sure. So here, do we want to give them the blue descending gust wave? I don't think we mind that. We just send 3 and then Arsenal homage, so that we have a way to play around like CNC or like leave no. I don't hate that. Yeah, let's get rid of a descending gust wave. We'll hold on to this. The difference is between sending 3 versus 2, but with this, we get to put the aspect in graveyard, which has a lot of value. And this is our first aspect, so extra upside here. Yeah, cut down the size is interesting. I understand what the idea is here is to like have more disruption effects, so that you can't keep like a full card hand. We transcended with our sacred art. Is this the opportunity? They're not sitting on an arsenal, so they could not have Siren's Call here. And if they do have Siren's Call here, we have double homage. We have a bonds piece, which is important. Yeah, I think this is the line. I think this is the window. They're off on cards. Like, if they have Siren's Call here, it's still fine because we need to have 2 transcend cards, right? And if they don't know what's in our arsenal, they're very likely to take the chi, and we actually don't want them to take the chi. Yep, so this is perfect for us here. We'll do this. And then, so here what we're going to do is we're going to wait for reactions so they can't stiletto this. So that way we know if it's codex or not, but I guess we can't play around it either way. So we're going to get our strides. All right, and then we're going to hold priority. Let's see what the reaction is here. Worst case scenario is stiletto into codex. But, sorry, is this outside reactions? I can't actually tell. Oh, whoops. Oh, sorry. That. And we'll put back what? We want all these cards. It's probably most likely chase the tail, but we could get a little bit punished for that. It's probably chase the tail, just because I like having chase the tail as a threat. We could also put then like weakest link and E-strike, but they're kind of lower value. All right, I should have done this during reactions. I should have done this outside of reactions, but slight misplay. All right, here we get the 7-card hand, which is very rare to get into new. We also have a lot of resources for Kakara and CNC, so we're in a very good spot right now. Hopefully we can draw into Orion. Orion would be really good. Path will travel, chase the tail. Okay. We'll tutor, getting our descendant gust wave. Then we'll start with descending gust wave. We have like a million resources this hand, so we need 1 extra resource for the chase the tail. We need 2 for this. Have we played a blue this turn? I don't think we have, right? Because we only played Aror. So maybe that's a little awkward, so we can't path will travel. So what's the line here? Is there a way to make 5 resources? Maybe it just has to be the whole hand. get our aspect. Yeah, I don't see a way to make 5 resources. Unless I'm like missing something obvious, because we haven't played a blue card yet, right? Because we transcended on their turn. So we had 3 chain hand. Yeah, there's not a way to transcend this. So if that's the case, we just want to Kara, get rid of our extra resources. Kind of a wealth of resources this turn. Then we got to do our aspect after this, and then we'll finish on CNC for 7. So really clean our door turn, and we still get to keep our Shuko and Kasaya, which is like nuts. Not all my new games go like this. That definitely was. I think that was the right time to pop off because we had redundancy in terms of our transcend cards if they wanted to go for what is it? If they wanted to go for Siren's Call. But yeah, this is pretty backbreaking. I don't think there's much they can do here. Yeah, we hit a Sedate out of their arsenal. Hopefully they don't have Codex. Okay, they don't have Codex. Here, I think we just want to chip and then set up for Harmony. I don't want to blind Harmony off the top. I don't think we need it to win the game. Let's do 5 damage in Arsenal Harmony. It's a little bit of an off turn. Sure. We'll name Twinchesters because it's funny. Yeah, we put them to 2, but they get a 5-card hand, which is not ideal. If they were at like 10 more life, I'd say the game is probably losable from that position, but 4 is pretty rough. I mean, functionally 7, I guess. No problem. All right, their hand's probably bonkers, so we're probably not going to keep very much of this hand, if anything. So there's an interesting thing we can actually do here. If they want to try to Siren's Call us, we could like Rising Sun Passover. Interesting. Why this? Why not Dagger? I don't understand what the idea is here. Are they trying to Siren's Call this? Sure. Fine with this. Alright, they have Stiletto. It's fine. I don't know if this card's the spice. So they want to do something after the Stiletto. Or they obviously are going to mask us here. And then there's something that they want to do after this. So probably like Codex, CNC, Weakest Link. We'll just get rid of... I don't want to give them a Passover, ideally. Maybe Rising Sun, Setting Moon here to try to find a block. We can banish what from their graveyard? The Weakest Link doesn't matter. I don't think there's anything here that actually matters. I guess it's just persuasive just so that, you know, they can't gain life if they wanted to go for that, but because they have double Art War. I'm gonna put that at the bottom so we don't have to banish it. Can give them a chi in the banish, that's fine. In this matchup, I would like to be very patient with Art War. I don't like to just have it in my hand, especially if they're like disrupting me or doing stuff. It's not great. They have 1 floating. Okay. What is the play here? That's fine. We just let this hit. Like, we don't really care. Like, if they take... Oh, actually, I think we do care. Maybe we're just blocking this out, actually. Or, like, we're blocking with this and letting them hit the chi. Although we could also pitch the chi if we so desire, and they can hit our tiger, which is probably better. Sure. Because we don't want to get stuck with the mauling key in our hand, ideally. And then another important thing to note about Zen is you can also fatal find with Zen. So it's ideal. They have 4-card hand, we have 5-card hand, so we're still maintaining tempo. And they've only dealt, what was it, like 3 damage to us this turn? 2 damage to us last turn. So this is like the fundamental problem with like New, and why I think that New can struggle into this matchup is because Zen's numbers are just very good and New's numbers are just very bad. So like their disruption is good, but if they only deal like 2 damage to you through that disruption, it's like whatever. Also important to note, I super do not care about this scale pillar right now. Because we have already transcended, the scale pillar basically does nothing. Because I'd almost never want to block unless it's something like super important here. So here, if they take a red, that's fine. If they take a blue, it's annoying. But they're at 2, so maybe we just let this hit and hope they take a blue. They hope they hit a blue so that we can spinning, like 2 into spinning. That's reasonable. Although I think they're more likely to hit a red here, if I had to guess. I don't block Persuasive Prognosis very much. I think the card is kind of bad for that reason. Because you don't get to like pick what card you take out of their hand. You just get to pick one card. Okay, so they hit a red, which is not ideal. But we still get to go 2 into 1, which is fine. Opponent is still functionally at 7. So. Okay, gain 2 life off the Prognosis. Alright, put him to 1. Or not. Sync blowing the one cost. Or the 1 attack. Makes sense. Again, I'm still just being patient with Harmony. There's not really a reason to play it out. Like, playing it out there, like, if we hit off the top, it's obviously very strong, and we technically would have, but, like, we didn't know that, and, like, there's not really a reason to. We just basically need to wait for them to whiff on Disruption, and then we'll be able to push through. Oh, please Sirens call me. Oh, I'd be so happy if they Sirens called me right now. Levels here is a little bit annoying. Maybe should have thought about that block a little bit more. But still just like, kind of just vanilla. Then they could have given it go again anyway, so we're basically only taking like 4 damage from this dagger, which is annoying, but still fine. Alright, and they also have they had a Siren Skull, yes! Oh, I love that when that happens. Okay, sure. They get to banish a card from your hand, but we didn't really care very much. I don't think we care. Right? Like they banish a card from our hand, and then what? What are we banishing? We can do 5 into 8. We can do 8 damage here. Alternatively, we can just... They have 2 floating, they could theoretically dagger us again, so we could block more. And then we could send 7. Sure, we'll banish the spinning, I guess. If they dagger, we'll block it. Just because, like, you know, it's basically the same, like 8 versus 7. But, like, this 7 basically means we get to keep more cards. Or we get to, like, utilize our cards more effectively, I guess. Although maybe that's wrong. Maybe we just wanted to 8. Because we make a tiger, but the tiger doesn't get buffed. I don't know. I think it doesn't matter very much. I guess the logic is like 5 into 3 is slightly easier to block than 7. 7's like an annoying number. All right, looks like this game is probably over here. Could be Codex, but we have armor still. Most likely, or CNC. Sure. So they don't have a resing wave up, so we'll just give them the armor just so we can kill them here. Oh wait, oh yeah, we're skill pillared. Shit. Oh well, we just don't even have to worry about this then. Okay, that's fine. Wow, skill pillar actually mattered after traverse. That's crazy. All right, now we have the kill. So we need to play the blue descending gust wave. All right, we got like double bonds here, right? Yeah. So this is the game. Might even just be game right now. Might not even need to get the bonds. Pretty sweet. Although, like, yeah, they can have sync. That's fine. They're not living through this. Oh, they're bottoming that? That makes sense. Sure. G's. Still pretty close there. Like, they got us to 16 from 30. We can deal like 1 damage. Send in. Yeah, they're gonna scoop it up here. Bonds, okay. Last Tiger Swipe. Sure. Alright. Yeah, it's a pretty close one. We went off there basically because we knew they weren't sitting on Siren's Call and Arsenal. I think that's something a lot of smarter news are doing nowadays, is they're just like waiting. Like if you see a new with like an Arsenal for a very long time and they haven't used it, which I don't even necessarily think is good because a lot of the time they like have codex or whatever. But like if they do that, then you're more likely to get Siren's Call on the turn you want to pop off. But if they're off of an Arsenal, you can be pretty sure that they're not going to do that. I've had a lot of videos, or like I've had a lot of like games off stream where basically I've like they've had an arsenal of Siren's Call and then I just get bodied the turn that I try to pop. It's hard to know when they're gonna have this card. I think a lot of smarter news are me like arsenaling it just to like have it for like a safety purpose on the pop off turn. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the game. Hopefully my commentary was helpful. And yeah, still tweaking the list a little bit. I'm probably gonna try to make the actual change to the main list this weekend. Yeah, but hope you all enjoy and let me know what you all think. All right, thank you. Bye.